Terrifying Games You Don't Want to Play, Part 33, The Rain Man Ritual. According to legend, the Rain Man has existed for thousands of years, and summoning him under the right circumstances can be profitable. However, if you do summon him and he decides that you're ungrateful or wasting his time, his punishment for you may extend to your friends and family as well. To summon the Rain Man, all you'll need is a plain white candle, a piece of paper, and a writing utensil. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to write down the worst things that have ever happened to you on the piece of paper. Next, you'll need to wait for a thunderstorm of considerable size to occur. Once the weather conditions have become suitable for playing the game, you'll need to light your candle and go outside. It's important that you don't let your candle go out at any point in time. If it does, the ritual will fail and you'll have to wait for the next storm to try again. Finally, take your paper and read your sorrows out loud into the storm. If you see a shadowy figure approaching in the distance, you've successfully summoned the Rain Man and the game can begin. For the next hour, you will be tasked with convincing the Rain Man that your life is tragedy-stricken or unfair in some way. If you're convincing, he might take pity on you and give you valuable gifts, such as true love or great wealth. However, if he leaves believing that you are ungrateful for the gifts that you already have, he may take it upon himself to show you what real tragedy looks like, cursing you with misfortune, physical pain, or even the loss of a loved one. You can lie to the Rain Man, making up stories to make your life seem worse than it actually is, but be warned, he is cunning, and the punishment for lying will be worse than you can imagine. Comment whether or not you would play this game, and follow for more.
First games you should never play. Part 22, the Shadow Doll game. To start, go into a dark room at nighttime, and make sure one of the walls in this room is completely bare. Now set up a table in this room, but make sure it's not flush with the wall. Place a candle on the table, and then place a plate in between the candle and the wall. Pour water into this plate so the bottom is completely filled. Then place a smaller one on top of the water. Now place a doll on this plate and light the candle. The candle should be positioned so that the doll's shadow is cast on the wall. Now place yourself in between the wall and the candle so that your shadow is over top of the doll's shadow. Stare into your own shadow and do not turn around. Say whatever the name of the doll is and say please come 3 times. After this, if the shadow has not moved, then you have failed, but if it does shake or wiggle, then you have succeeded. You may now ask the doll 2 questions, but obviously the doll can't speak, so make sure you make it clear how they should communicate, such as waving the shadow back and forth for yes or making it stationary for no. After you're done, do not turn around. If I were you, I would just bury it, but this says just to put it in the closet or something.
Terrifying Games You Don't Want to Play, Part 30, The Riddle Man Game. If you play this game correctly, you will receive unimaginable wealth and blessings for the rest of the year. But if you lose, you will be subjected to a horrific fate. To play this game, you will need to summon the Riddle Man. To do this, you will need a deck of cards, a bag of rice, and a match or fire starter. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to wait until midnight before spreading the rice in a circle on the ground. Once you have done this, you'll need to sit in the center of the circle while shuffling the deck of cards. Every time that you get done with a round of shuffling, take the top card off and leave it on the ground beside you until you come across the Joker card. Once you have found the Joker card, you'll need to immediately burn it while saying the words, "I have found you, come bring me my prize." This will summon the Riddle Man. He will appear to you as a normal court jester and will present you with a riddle which you will have to solve. If you answer it correctly, you will be showered with gifts such as longevity of life and good luck for the next year. However, for every riddle you guess incorrectly, the jester's appearance will visibly grow more grotesque and sinister. He will present you with 1 riddle of increasing difficulty for every card that you flipped over. And if you come to the end of these riddles without having answered at least 1 correctly, he will turn you into a puppet and take you away with him to his lair to serve him for eternity. Comment whether or not you would play this game, and follow for more. Terrifying Games You Don't Want to Play, Part 27. Speak No Evil. If you have a strong willpower, playing this game could be quite rewarding. But be warned, the consequences for losing are high. To play the game, you will need something to write with, a match or candle, and a shovel. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to write down the words, "I will speak no evil" on the paper 7 times. You will then need to burn that piece of paper and bury the ashes under a tree as the sun sets. It's very important that you remember exactly where you buried them. If you have followed all of the steps correctly, for the next 7 days your house will be observed by a spirit who will test your willpower. You will need to remain silent for the entire week no matter what happens. And if this sounds too easy for you, just wait, it gets worse. You will experience many personal tests throughout the week. For example, your crush might decide to call to ask you on a date, or your boss may offer you a raise, but you'll need to remain strong and say nothing in response. If you remain strong, then at the end of the week you'll be able to talk again and there will be 7 bags of gold hidden where you buried the paper. But if you mess up and speak even once, you will lose your voice forever. Comment whether or not you would play this game and follow for more. Terrifying games you don't want to play, part 39. Gentleman Death. If you play this game correctly, the odds of you being successful in life will greatly improve. But be warned, there will be a price to pay if you lose. To play this game, you'll need to summon the mysterious Gentleman Death, a wealthy businessman who passed away some decades ago. All you'll need to do this is a banquet of flowers of any kind, and a bottle of wine, along with 2 glasses. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to enter a local graveyard at sunset and locate an unmarked grave. Next, you'll need to place the flowers at the foot of the grave before filling the wine glasses and raising a toast while saying the words, "Gentleman Death, won't you come drink with me?" If you see a well-dressed man smoking a cigar approach you from a distance, you'll know you have succeeded and the game can proceed. After the bony man has had his fill of the wine, he will offer to play you in a game of your choosing. The game can be anything, although it has been said that the gentleman favors people who propose chess. If you manage to win in the game you have selected, Gentleman Death will remove the cigar from his mouth and offer it to you, causing his teeth to chatter violently. As long as you don't lose the cigar, you will have good luck for the next year in minor things such as school tests and romantic interests. However, if you lose, he will demand you pay him a sum of money for his time, ranging from thousands of dollars to a single cent. If you are unable or unwilling to pay this sum, he will curse you, causing you to experience extreme anxiety and misfortune for some time. Comment whether or not you would play this game and follow for more. Cursed Games You Don't Want to Play, Part 47, The Phantom Song. If you play this game correctly, you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. However, should you fail, your punishment will be worse than death itself. To play this game, you will need to summon the Phantom Musician. To do this, all you'll need is a piano of any size and type and a bag of ashes. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to wait until the clock strikes 12 before locking yourself in a room with the piano. This room will need to be absent of all light, natural or unnatural. Essentially, you will be playing in the dark for the duration of this game. Once you have ensured that there is no light in the room, you'll need to dip your fingers in the ashes before playing the keys D, E, A, and D repeatedly on the piano while saying the words, "Are you there?" If nothing happens at this point, that means that someone else is playing the game and you'll need to try again at another time. However, if the room begins to fill with a soft glow, that means you have successfully summoned the Phantom Musician, and the game can begin. For the next hour, the musician will play 10 random sets of keys, each one progressively more complicated than the last. Your job will be to remember these keys and play them back to the spirit exactly. Your timing will need to be the same as theirs as well. If you can do this, you will receive 10 years of good fortune. And since this game can be played more than once, you could in theory guarantee yourself a life filled with prosperity. However, if you miss even one key or one beat, you will take the place of the Phantom Musician when you die, playing your ghostly keys until someone else falls into the same trap. Comment whether or not you would play this game and follow for more.